Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Talking Solutions with Queen Lebo Mkhize. Please don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to also hit on the notification button so that you will be updated on my coming videos. Now, as we all know, we are recording without fear nor favor. I always say to you guys, success is finding a human need and reaching out to meet that need. Now, of course, there's a third wave in South Africa, as we are all aware. We have been warned long before time. So for some of us as parents and concerned parents, this third wave did not come as a matter of surprise. This is something that the Department of Health started warning us about way before now. If I'm not wrong, a month or 2 months ago. Now, it baffles us for us to get to where we are and all of a sudden, there's an urgent cause for the closing of schools, which I don't dispute. But for me, my concern is the timing. The timing of it all. COVID-19 is not new in South Africa. We've already started dealing with it since last year already. Especially, moreover, the third wave, it's something we've been warned about 2 months ago. Now the question comes in and it's like, didn't the Department of Health and the Department of Education sit, and all the affected departments, of course, are they not talking to each other? Now, let's just have a look at this video together. And let's see how long they've already started warning us about the upcoming third wave.
This over fears of a third wave of COVID-19 infections in Gauteng. New cases have been increasing significantly since last week. The Gauteng Health Department says outbreaks are being recorded in Vereeniging, parts of Tshwane, and parts of Johannesburg. Data modeling by the National Institute for Communicable Diseases says Gauteng will be the hardest hit province, and a third wave would be more devastating than the second.
The Gauteng Department of Health is concerned about notable increases in new COVID-19 cases. New cases continue to increase across the province, especially in the Sedibeng district, where there was a notable increase of cases compared to the previous week. In the past 2 weeks, an increased number of new cases were also recorded in the following sub-districts: in Mfuleni, in Tshwane, sub-district 3, and in Johannesburg, sub-district D. The department urges all people in the province to do their part to contain the transmission of the virus by adhering to the preventative measures of physical distancing, wearing of masks, and hand hygiene, and to seek care early if you develop symptoms. Non-pharmaceutical measures remain the best method of containing the spread of coronavirus. We all have a part to play to stop the spread.
There we go, South Africa. Third wave was something that the government, the Department of Education, the Department of Health, started warning us about a long time. This shouldn't come now as a shock, as if it's something they didn't know. For me, all the stakeholders were supposed to start talking about this. They were supposed to have started having this communication about who's going to get the most affected. Which Department of Education is one of them? Transport is one of them. Sports is one of them. Why are now people and politicians running helter-skelter, calling for an urgent closure of schools? For me, I feel like the government is not doing what they're supposed to do. Now, let us just have a look at this other recent video where, of course, one of the politicians is now calling for the urgent schools to be closed. Of course, Julius Malema, which I do agree with him, but for me, why now? Why only now? Let's just listen to him.
So schools must close, and they must close with immediate effect, because our children are going to die. We give ministers 7 days to close schools. Failure to do so, we'll have to close schools ourselves as the EFF, because we're not going to allow our children to die. We're not going to allow that. It was so painful to lose elderly people. The first wave, the second wave was the most painful thing. Imagine now when we're going to have to bury kids. Can you imagine? Now when we have to go and bury kids, the way we're burying old people. The funeral palace now have issued a directive. They are now telling people when to bury. Why? They are full. They're getting full. The hospitals are discouraging people with minor illnesses and injuries to come. Why? They are getting full. We are where we were before. Schools must close. And these private schools that have got power, which sometimes even give government what to do, tell government what to do, they must be the first ones to lead this campaign because they've got facilities to teach online. Let our children be safe. We'll rework the program the same way we did in the past to get them to cope with this crisis we're confronted with. It's going to be more dangerous. Children are sick and children are testing positive. Ask anyone who got corona, an elderly person, how painful that thing is. Can you imagine that on a 3-year-old, on a 4-year-old? All early childhood development must be closed. Because in the past they were told, no, it's not affecting children. Now the children are the victims. We need to close.
I am in total agreement, of course, with the SG, Julius Malema, because I believe that prevention is better than cure. And he's got a point. COVID-19 is not a joke. It is real. It is killing people. And it is so painful. It is so painful. And of course, as parents, we don't want our kids to be affected. We don't want to lose our kids. No parent wants to bury their kids. That's not how it's supposed to be. So I fully agree with Julius Malema. But for me, the question behind this is, are they not talking to each other as the government? How are they leading us as a nation? Why only wait now within the second week of June and start calling schools to be shut down? What does Angie Motshega and her department, what are they doing? I started saying it long before June, that the schools must close in May. If at all this third wave that they said it's coming, it's real. Now parents goes ahead and they plan ahead for June. Some parents pay school fees on month-to-month basis, those that are paying. Some parents pay transport. Whether our kids go to school on daily basis, it doesn't matter how many days they go in a week, we pay full transport. The next thing, in the middle of the month, we get told, actually not even in the middle, after first few days, we are told the kids must stay home. That's not proper planning. You are not engaging all your stakeholders, and that is where you are going wrong. Me and Motshega, I'm making this video and I'm calling on your attention to say that start engaging us, start engaging parents, start engaging all stakeholders that get affected. First of all, bear in mind, most parents have lost their jobs. Most parents have lost their breadwinners. Most households has lost their breadwinners. Most parents have lost or had to shut down their small businesses. Most of the households are surviving by grace. But of course, our children's education comes first. So everything else gets put on hold and we are focusing on the kids. As long as the kids goes to school, as long as the transports are paid, as long as there's food and shelter for our kids. So in this situation now, the first week or the second week of June, schools must close. Are you aware that the parents has already paid for full months transport for our kids? Some have paid already for school fees ahead. Who gets to refund us? It's an inconvenience. It is a high inconvenience, taking into consideration the economic situation of South Africa at the moment. So be considerate. Think about our kids, of course, and their safety, and the teachers, because now even the teachers' unions are starting to call for schools to close. For me, it did not come as something that was not expected. You started warning us way before time that there's an expectation for third wave. What did you do in preparation for the third wave? It's what the question is what concerns us. Please lead. You've been chosen, you've been selected by the people to lead the people. Engage all stakeholders involved. Don't take, decisions based on your own decision making. No, involve us, include us, wear our shoes, understand how it affects us as parents, as kids, as students, when you just decide to open schools in the middle of the month or just shut schools in the middle of the month. That's not how it works. You need to be considerate. You need to start engaging all stakeholders. All departments need to start talking to one another. All political parties need to start talking to one another. You are in the same government. So for me, it doesn't make sense for Julius Malema to be calling for schools to shut, and then DA maybe is not calling, and the ANC something else. At the end of the day, you are the government. And the role and responsibility of the government is to lead its people. And I truly believe that it's about time that you start leading, because that's exactly what you were chosen for. Thank you so much, South Africa. Thank you for listening. This is your platform to voice your opinions, to voice your concerns. Please, of course, your comments are highly appreciated. Tell me what you think of it, inbox me, and that will be very much appreciated. Thank you, and I wish you well. God bless you. May God continue, to protect you and your children. May you not lose any loved ones. May we not lose our children or our loved ones. May God continue to protect you, South Africa. Good night, and God bless you.